And now, ladies and gentlemen, please stand and remove your hats to honor America by the playing of the national anthem. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You ready for some football? Representing Washington Officials Association. Tonight's officials.
Hello and welcome to this Greater St. Helens League broadcast, courtesy of VPS Game Time. Tonight we have the Skyview Storm against crosstown rival Columbia River Rapids. What a fun night for football here at Kiggins Bowl. My name is Nick Voll. I'm joined by my longtime broadcast buddy, Orion Ludlow.
Hello.
I'm so excited to bring you guys this game tonight. Orion, this is your school, Skyview.
Yep. If you notice, we might get some shots of the crowd later. It's a whiteout there. The stands are packed. People have been coming in for the last hour and a half to make sure that they get good seats here at Kiggins Bowl. This is a highly anticipated game every year. And, we had a spirit assembly today, and this is what it's all about. I'm excited to see my team, and I'm excited to see Columbia River too. This is the best that school has to offer. This is one of the reasons why it's so cool to work in schools, because you get to see the excitement over a game like this. Really excited.
These kids, grow up very close to each other. As the eagle flies. It's like 2 miles from each school.
Yep.
And so these kids go to middle school together. They split off at high school, and here they come back to play each other. And I love it. It's so much fun. We have Skyview kicking off here in blue shirts, kicking off to Columbia River in the white shirt and the yellow pants, and here's our first kickoff, and then it's already blown dead.
And it'll be a touchback.
Looks like a touchback.
Okay. It's amazing. They kick off from the 40-yard line, and you can see that the kickoff went right to the goal line during warm-ups. The kicker was kicking from the 45 and kicking it about 5 yards deep into the end zone, and I was like, I wonder if they're going to kick like that. Absolutely. What a difference from our first game, where they were, we just got done with a Hoquiam Fort Vancouver game earlier, and all squid kicks. Anyway.
It's just a philosophical difference, and also if you don't have the legs. So here we are on the first play of the game. This is a run up the middle, and Skyview absolutely stuffs it.
Yeah, good read. The quarterback tried to fake like he was going to run, but the defense did not bite and just gobbled up the running back.
So here, quarterback for Columbia River, Braden Schieffer.
3-yard loss on the play brings up 2nd and 13. The Rapids
behind him,
17-yard line.
Joey Iannello. Back to pass. Beautiful ball. That ball is tipped. Falls incomplete to the turf. What a great release he's got. But that ball thrown into traffic.
A nice zippy pass.
Yep, here's a late. Nope, that's not. I thought a flag coming in, but that was just a football coming out of nowhere. Getting that weird reflection off these lights here at Kiggins Bowl. Here's the replay. You can see just a nice, easy delivery. Put some zip on that ball, but a lot of blue shirts around.
Yep, nice athletic play by Cameron. Cameron Crooks. knocking that ball down.
So 3rd and 13 here. River with a little slant inside. That goes nowhere. Skyview's defense is fearsome this season, and for Columbia River to find success tonight, they're going to have to find some ways to interrupt. See a flag on the field here for real this time. Let's see what the official has to say about that one against Skyview. So see they're going to march this off and see where that puts the football. Because of the loss on the first play, this likely will not result in a first down. I didn't see what the penalty call was, so we'll see where they mark it off here. This officials crew looks that is a first down, so it looks like a personal foul. So that is going to be a first down here for Columbia River. Gotta love this officials crew. Typically on these double headers, they're working both games, so that's a lot of work. That's 5 or 6 hours of running here for these officials, so they're doing a fantastic job tonight.
It's the same officiating team as the first game? It looks like
typically it is.
Yeah, wow.
You know, we are short in Washington and everywhere else in the country on high school officials, and so the ones we have work a lot and hard, and gotta tip your cap to them because it's not an easy job, and they do a wonderful job at it.
So after our first piece of laundry,
Columbia River's got a wide left and a wide right, and now we see some motion to the right. Trips right here for Columbia River, getting the call from the sidelines. In no rush here. We got a lot of time left in our game, just begun obviously, so Columbia River making sure they get it right. Little play action, pursuit by the Skyview Storm, flushes him out, throws it deep. He's got a man, and that's a reception. Columbia River strikes big.
wow.
Tommy Blau pulls that bullet in.
Throwing on the run like that, that was an impressive pass with Zachariah Tua closing in. You can see the quarterback's out. He knows he's going to get hit, but what a delivery. Oof.
So Columbia River's in business here. Here's another swing outside. Nowhere to go there for Joey Pena. The big tight end trying to wriggle free, but a lot of blue shirts converging. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Of course, if you are following high school sports, you know this is one of the most hyped Skyview teams in years. They absolutely dismantled Jesuit of Portland, perennial Oregon power, last week, 28-0. Columbia River lost in a heartbreaker after falling down by 3 touchdowns last week. They lost 24-19, and they look to have a good squad this year, although that ball sails behind the receiver, and we're going to see a a 3rd down.
Through the hands of 2 Skyview defenders, including Cole Kays. That might have been Colby Warner, but that was a dangerous play.
So we'll see what they dial up here. Obviously, Columbia River not averse to throwing and got the athletes to do it, so always a danger to extend drives. 3rd and 10, 2 up on the left, 2 down on the bottom. River Rapids taking the call in from the sidelines. Some men in motion here. There's a flag. Looks like
that's a false start. The defense called it.
The Rapids there. I have a feeling Skyview will probably decline this penalty, but we'll see what happens here. Definitely a bit of illegal motion there, or a false start. Either way you slice it, it's going to be a 4th down for Columbia River.
Yeah, the linebacker in the middle was rolling his hands. He called it before the referees did.
So let's see what Columbia River does here. It's kind of one of those in-between territories.
Yeah, it's you could punt and they'd only have the ball 10 yards further than it is right now. It almost wouldn't. I can see the argument for going for it.
Well, and I was thinking almost field goal, but I realized after the play the officials say that the quarterback was in the grasp, and so that was a sack, and that pushed him even farther back, so out of field goal range. So here they go, 4th and 20. Throws it up. Out of bounds, just a little bit of cross wires there, I think, at Columbia River. So after an electric deep pass, Skyview holds and is going to take over on offense.
Yeah, and this is, I think Columbia River just showed us some stuff. They, picked up 40 yards on a just a heave from the quarterback. They just couldn't take it all the way. So we get to see our first chance to see Skyview's offense.
Skyview last week scoring 28 points, led by quarterback Jake Kennedy. Just an absolutely dynamic runner. More of a runner than a thrower, although he does have a fine arm. This time he hands it off up the middle. A bit of a run option there. And Skyview also with one of the premier running backs in our area, in Trey Jacob, a guy whose wheels will astound you.
Just a great size for a running back, too, 5'8", 180.
Kind of a shifty runner as well. You know, he's got some power in his legs. He can break some tackles, but what he's really great at is making you miss and then hitting that next gear and going.
Okay. He's lining up next to Kennedy.
So here's the handoff. Jacob this time has got plenty of blocking, brings it back up, picks up about 5 yards. He's going to be about 2 yards short of the first down. So, you know, pretty methodical.
Right, you can kind of see what Skyview's going to do. I mean, if you can establish the run first, that's going to open up other opportunities. So, you know, I can imagine Skyview runs it until the Rapids show they can stop it.
Mm-hmm. Big offensive front here for Skyview, so a lot of running ability. Looks like we have a stoppage. Looks like maybe Jacob has something going on, so the officials get him out of the game. Tough to see what's going on, but Eric Botnan checks in, a very talented running back in his own right. Bigger back.
Also a senior.
He's going to get that ball and try to make a play up the middle. He's got a first down. Will he have more? There he goes.
Boy, he had his hips working. You could see the legs were churning, the hips were turning. It was that's how he made that first guy miss.
So a Skyview first down. Jacob back in the game. Must have been an equipment issue, is my guess. The official just needed him to get out of the game and come right back in. So 3 wide receivers up top. Yet to see a pass out of Kennedy. We will right here. He kind of flips it out, and that ball is batted down by a lineman there on the Columbia River defense. So good bit of hands there from that defensive lineman. We're going to see 2nd and 10.
Yeah, you can see Kennedy didn't drop back much. That was just a real quick play, and without getting much separation from the line, that big old lineman was able to get his mitts up there and knock that ball down. Which gives us 2nd and 10, just over midfield.
Looks like somebody jumped, and we'll see who it is. Looks like the official immediately signaling that it was an offsides on Columbia River.
You could see Kennedy working his hard count there, and he gave a real big like body move, and 3 guys on the line for the Rapids jump. So, you know, nice way to pick up 5 yards and make 2nd down here a little bit more palatable.
So 2nd and 5, 2 wide receivers up on the right-hand side. Little flip out, and that's big yardage. This could be, he's got 1 man to beat, and he does. That's touchdown, Skyview. Cameron Crooks with a big reception. Nothing fancy on the pass. Cameron Crooks shows the wheels, gets great blocking downfield, and Skyview jumps out to a lead.
He really did outrun the defense on that. If you see it on this replay, he just got a straight line for the pylon, and no one's going to catch him.
You got wheels like that, it's pretty tough to be caught.
Yes. Well, that's it's interesting. We saw run, and then a nice 35-yard pass play for a touchdown.
And so in for the extra point is Ethan McClinton. Kick is up and good. Skyview takes an early 7-0 lead over Columbia River. See what the Rapids can dial up here to respond. New head coach Dwayne Patterson takes over this year, and a disappointing first week, but you can see that this team is ready to make some waves on offense. Cool little signs out there on the fence for the Skyview starters, or Skyview seniors, presumably.
Oh yeah,
Great shot from our camera crew over there.
Skyview cheerleading staff, big crew here today. Bands in the house, cheerleaders are here, big crowd, and they've been here for hours getting ready for this. It's a big game, and it's a big turnout.
And we've got a big crew here bringing this broadcast to you tonight. We've got 11 kids on crew. We've got kids from 4 different high schools working on VPS Game Time tonight, including kids from Skyview. and from Fort Vancouver High School, Vancouver iTech Preparatory. It's a fun night to be out here for football, and we're glad you're joining us and joining our student crew here.
So Skyview kicked it far enough for a touchback last time. This one's a little shorter. Oh, and it just hooks out of bounds.
So Skyview with a somewhat unique for high school situation. They've got a field goal kicker and a kickoff specialist, although he did not have his best kick on that particular one. He does have quite the leg.
Yeah, I don't want to make this about me, but that looked like one of my drives when I go golfing once a year.
Well, so he's a lefty. That makes that a hook. Are you a hook?
Oh,
or a
no,
slice?
no. Okay, you're right. I'm somebody who has to walk to the right several fairways to find my drives.
So here's a handoff. Wow, look at that.
What a
close.
hit. Just an absolute close by Riley Artis. Deep in the backfield, one-on-one, and he didn't try to make it pretty. He went right for the legs and dropped the runner in the backfield.
So, and you know, we talk sometimes about the hit, and the hit obviously was pretty spectacular there, but the thing that makes the hit happen is that his whole defensive front pushed those blockers back and left the running back with nowhere to go. So that's team football, even though we see the end result being the big tackle. And there we see it again.
Yes,
just quick
swarming.
close.
Yeah, you could see the line was in the backfield. They were trying to knock the pass down, puts the quarterback under duress. Quarterback gets the ball out. Next wave of tacklers are up on the receiver and nowhere to go but backwards. Well, yeah, that's so 3rd and 14 now on the River 31.
See what they dial up here, see if they take a shot downfield. He hasn't had a lot of time to throw so far. Schiefer rolls to his left. He's going to fire it deep. He's got a man. That ball sails out of bounds. So
we did see a completion much like that one on their first drive, a 35-yard pass. That one just a little bit too far.
So Haheo De La Rose was the man he was targeting. The ball kind of sailed out of bounds.
But Hezekiah, if you watch on the line, coming around the left side, number 7, Hezekiah Tua is causing problems on every snap. If you watch closely, he is swimming through the offensive line, and he is in the backfield on every play.
So a high snap. Good end-over-end kick here. Takes a sort of a neutral bounce there, and good coverage there. Good. So I always love it. This is one of my favorite things in high school football. So Caden Sheeta is the kicker. Caden Sheeta is a lineman, typically, but has the best leg on the team, gets to do the punting. It's just, you don't see kickers wearing number 62 that often.
You don't, but if he's got the hands to catch the snap and the leg to give it a whack, then I'm all for the big guys getting some time to handle the football.
I mean, if you think about it, it makes sense. I mean, they're big dudes with big, strong legs. Why shouldn't they be the best kickers?
Yeah, sure. A lot of power.
A lot of power.
It's all about power in the pigskin.
So back to work as Skyview here. Kennedy's going to fake the handoff, flips it up. That ball nearly caught. Great bit of defense there to knock that ball out of Artis's hands.
That was good defense. He was once the ball got there, he was draped over the receiver, but he was playing the ball too the whole time. Nice defense, because that could have gone. Could have gone all the way.
Reese Mickle was sort of on his own out there and made the play. So credit due to him. That was some tough D. So back here in the shotgun for 2nd and 10 is Skyview. Kennedy joined by Jacob in the backfield. He's going to hand it off up the middle. Now a little pitch, little flea flicker. He's got a man wide open. Overthrown.
That was a neat looking play. That was Jared Secker. Just inches from making an incredible play.
Yeah, Kennedy, I mean, his eyes had to open wide when he saw how open he was and just put it. It's one of those, you just got to throw it up there. It doesn't need to be a perfect pass. It just needs to be catchable.
Yep, and you could see that he, Kennedy had a lineman in the backfield with him. He had to get rid of it quick, and maybe a little bit quicker than he wanted to. If he'd waited half a second, ball probably would have gone right down. Oh, well.
Another offsides there for Columbia River. you saw Keller Lake is coming on the blitz and just got one step over the line there. Just that's a killer. If it makes this a much more manageable third down here for Skyview.
And what is it that's triggering that second offsides in two drives? It's Kennedy with the hard count and
taking advantage of some hyped up defenders.
Yeah, and I mean Columbia River knows they got to get into that backfield right away if they to have any chance of. Oh,
Jacob nearly breaks out, but still picks up the first down. He needed just one more step, and he could have made some real noise there. But as it is a Skyview first down on the Columbia River 42-yard line, and they are looking to add to this early 7-0 lead.
Yeah, Jacob was cutting left, and one of the Columbia River Rapids defenders pushed a blocker back into Jacob, and however you could stop the runner. I mean, however you can do it. So good stop, but a first down, and now in Rapids territory.
So Kennedy drops back to pass. He's got a man on the left, eyeballs him. There he is. Cameron Crooks again with the reception. We see a late flag coming in. We'll see what that's all about. As it is, that should be enough for a first down, but we'll see what the officials have to say. So a nice pass out of Kennedy right there, right on the money. That's a timing route. Crooks comes down, button hooks, or comes back to the ball. It's a well-timed route and a perfectly timed pass.
It seemed like Kennedy was looking deep. So if the defenders are going off the quarterback's eyes, they're going to keep running. Crooks does a U-turn, and he's wide open for that catch.
Let me see what this penalty is. They're exchanging flags. So watch here on your replay. You see he's eyeballing him the whole way, but he puts it right on the money.
I feel like they're calling a personal foul on this. He did like the same as it ever was on his arm. So
I believe I heard the PA announcer say helmet to helmet. They called a targeting type penalty there. So that's 15 yards for Skyview. 15 yards Columbia River did not need to give them.
No, and they had three defenders around the receiver. They were going to get him down. That hit probably wasn't necessary. Probably wasn't intentional either, though.
That's very true. Yeah, I mean, these are bang plays. So Kennedy swings it out. Artis trying to stay on his feet.
Yeah, wow.
That was a little tap dance there. He got the initial hit, nearly knocked off balance, stayed on his toes, and picked up another 3. Riley Artis, sort of an underrated weapon here for this Skyview Storm, because, we talk about Kennedy and Jacob, and when he's healthy, we talk about Gavin Packer.
Yeah.
Well, Artis is a fine wide receiver. It's a luxury to have him as a secondary weapon.
Right. I mean, just when you think you've got the main weapons contained, here's somebody who can break off a big play. And can't cover everybody.
And you've got Jared Secor down there too, who makes plays. I mean, it's an embarrassment of riches for Skyview. And here's Jacob up the middle, taking the contact, pushing. Late flag comes in. We'll see what this is about. But if it stands, that's a Skyview first down.
3-yard line. Penalty on the field.
Looking to see what the penalty is here. Looks like a hold on the offense, so that's going to be marched back. So on a play like that, the lineman's just trying to get an extra splinter of a second to break his runner free, and that time the refs saw some holding.
So we're going to be looking at a second down and about, I want to say, 14 yards. So pretty costly little penalty there, and drives Skyview backwards. Second and 13. We're at 4.5 minutes left here in the first quarter. Pretty quick first quarter. We were talking about that in the first game. A quick first quarter there, quick first quarter here. If you've been watching us all night, first off, thank you. And second, you missed a pretty fun game between Hoke William and Fort Vancouver. Hoke William winning 50-22. Here's Kennedy with the shoulder fake. He's got a man deep, just overthrown.
And that's Jared Secor, who you were talking about earlier. He was, good target. The pass and him just didn't quite mesh.
Sure. That's a tough pass. You really have to put it in one spot, because there were 2 Columbia River defenders there, right? So there's only one place you can put it.
Yep.
And it's better to overthrow it than to underthrow it.
Absolutely.
In that situation.
And he did. He threw it. It was just out of the reach of Secor, and but they lived to play another down instead of having a turnover in that situation. So, and good protection from the line. Kennedy has time here.
So Artis trying to break tackles, trying to get that first down. A lot of yellow helmets. We see another flag come in. I wonder if that's another face mask. Artis indicating it is, and the way his head went down, I want to think it might be.
Yeah, number 54, Calvin Ayers, came up looking a little mad on that play, so he may know that the face mask was caught.
And if our crew is listening, I've got some good news. The pizza appears to be here. So
I repeat.
The pizza is here.
There's the Skyview whiteout. Many students here tonight. Parents are chilling on the bleachers further up. Skyview kids are right down on the rail.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense.
So it is a personal foul. So they march backwards, they march forwards. Get some. I'm being told now the crew has received the pizza. So that's good news.
Pizza distribution soon to come. Mm-hmm. So as we look at it now, still third down, and maybe 2 to go.
So I've got to believe we're going to see Jacob here. It's been pretty tough to slow him down tonight, but we'll see what Coach Steve Kaiser has dialed up on the play-o-matic here. A little pitch out to Jacob. He cuts back in. That's going to be a first down, but not much more.
Nope. But it'll be first and goal down on the 4 or 5 yard line. It's a well.
Oh boy, that's going to be real tight.
It's a tough spot. It's they spotted right on the line. I can't. Oh, they're calling it a first down. Looks like
right there. You can see. Yeah, he's over the line. You can see on that replay.
Yes.
He was over the first down.
An interesting spot. But so this is. You've seen now that Skyview can really air it out, but I mean their bread and butter is that run game. That you see Jacobs just super shifty.
Here's the run to Jacobs again. He's pushing, and he's in. Touchdown, Skyview. They take a 13-0 lead. Credit that one to the offensive line who pushed, and that is 6 points.
Credit that whole drive to the offensive line. Kennedy has time in the backfield to pass, and
not the touchdown there, but hopefully we'll get another view of that here. So here we go. There he is right there. Just
that was the play before.
Yeah.
There's Coach Kaiser
rocking the dapper shorts on this muggy September evening.
He's participating in the whiteout too. It looks like.
McClintock with the extra point rather, and Skyview up 14-0.
Halfway through the first, right, 2/3 of the way through the first quarter.
Folks, remember, we are at the start of the school year, and here we go. Let's read that here in just a sec. Let's see that touchdown. There we go. Watch the push. There they go. They keep going, and here we are. Touchdown, Trey Jacob. So as I was saying, folks, we are at the beginning of the school year, and the school district's website. Oops, that's the wrong one. Well, I'll talk about Spencer instead. I pressed the wrong button, but this is cool. Spencer Fredrickson, a former Fort Vancouver student who got to start doing these broadcasts with us, just won his very first Emmy for working on the production of the World Cup in Qatar. This is a national Emmy starting right here in this building at Kiggins Bowl, and he now is an Emmy winner. Look at the size of that control room, a little bit bigger than ours.
Just a little.
Congratulations to Spencer. He's got an incredibly technically demanding job.
Lot to keep track of. I mean, like an impossible amount of stuff to keep track of, and yet he does it with an award-winning ability.
Yeah, and he's been great too, because he's come back over and over again to help our students and teach us how to do some of the pro stuff, and just really appreciate Spencer and what he's been able to accomplish. So the short kick we see there, and Nick Iannello returns it, gets to about the 36-yard line, so some good field position. 39.
It looked like that kickoff was taken by the...
I think they said his knee was down, so that return didn't get him anywhere.
Okay.
So anyway,
that kickoff was from the only freshman on the Skyview team, Torrin Baker. He's in my first grade class.
Is he a good student?
He's a nice kid. He's pretty positive. He's also giant. for a freshman, he's a really large individual.
Ooh, great pitch and catch there from the Rapids. That was not an easy catch. A lot of Skyview players bearing down in there on Chris Parkin. He holds on, spins in, and gets himself a first down. And
moving the chains there, getting ahead, 13 yards or something. It's nice. It really gives you some space behind. It doesn't feel as cramped, and being out there by near midfield gives Columbia River a new set of downs and a chance to flex their offensive muscle here.
So man in motion across here. Ooh. Escapes one hit, but a lot of blue, and we do see that flag come flying in again. We'll see what that's about. That came right at the beginning of the play. So
yep, just as the rusher, just as the quarterback evaded the rush.
Let's see what the call is here. Looks like an illegal motion on the Rapids, so they're going to march it back 5 yards.
Oh, is it because the man in motion didn't get set before the snap? Yeah, that might be the illegal motion.
What I find, I talked earlier about the officials, but we're all seeing the same thing.
Sure.
But they see it with such a different eye than us. It's always impressive that it's such a minute thing they can see. That's wrong.
Yeah, it's and they're right in there. We sometimes when we're watching on TV, we get the benefit of close-ups and replays and stuff. But we're 70 yards from the field, and they're right in there. It's got to be a pretty good view of some pretty good football.
That's the reason. It's the best seat in the house. Reason to be a ref.
As long as they got their soft-soled shoes on, so that there's a little bit of comfort after running 2 whole games.
He's got
nice
his
pass.
man. There's a first down.
Good catch by Chris Parkin. Excellent delivery. I really think that I've been impressed with
Schieffer.
Schieffer's got an arm.
He's got a great arm. I'm not sure what that replay was, but Schieffer really showing some lively feet and a lively arm. I mean, he's mobile. He's evading the pass rush, and that pass rush is coming hard. Hands it off the middle this time. That's going to be about a 3-yard gain. So Savion McCoy on the carry, the sophomore. This is a fun offense Dwayne Patterson has put together. I mean, this team knows how to move that football.
Yep.
And their only problem so far is they're doing it against a defense that might be the toughest in our area.
Yeah, from the line to the linebackers to the defensive backs, seeing a lot of
little taste of their own medicine.
Yeah, absolutely. Little hard count and some movement on the defensive line, offsides, and that marches it forward. So I mean, at this point, it's like 2nd and 3 for River. It's a nice place to be in Skyview territory.
Yeah. Do you go for the safe play? Do you take a shot downfield? Let's see what coach has dialed up. Looks like they are going to pass. Schieffer rolls. He's got a man deep. Touchdown! No! Great bit of recovery there.
And Jared Secor in on that play, had his hands in with the ball. The receiver had it, but in the time between it hit his hands and they hit the ground, Secor forced it out.
Preston Shear had it in his hands. Secor just overpowered him and pulled that ball out. That was nearly a great catch. It was a great throw.
Well, yes.
That's just good defense. I mean, as an offensive player, what could you have done differently?
Yes,
watch
absolutely.
this. He rolls out, fires it.
And this, the quarterback rolling out is helping him to escape that defensive line pressure. Like you see this kind of pressure here.
He's rolling out, looking, nowhere to go. Evades one tackler. Wow.
Hey, great move like that. Was he had enough room there to shift a little bit when the first dive came by, and he had his eye on the first down marker. He got there.
Colby, I think our replay operator is having some issues here, so we're working on getting that straightened out for you folks. Meanwhile, Colby Warner thought he had that tackle.
Yeah.
And it would have been a devastating one, but great feet out of Schieffer. This pass, dangerous pass, but he comes down with it.
And
so many
just surrounded by, there were 3 guys on the tackle and 3 guys ready to be on the tackle if the first 3 guys didn't do it. So that's a swarming defense that is not giving up yards in a situation like that.
So Jairo Delarose on the reception, just nowhere to go. We got 2nd and 12 on the 32-yard line. Columbia River again knocking on the door, hoping to get in the end zone here against this stifling Skyview defense. Play fake, defense coming, throws it down deep into double coverage. That's an interception.
And it is picked off by Riley Artis, and if he gets a window here.
Wow, there he goes. Riley Artis all the way. Touchdown, Skyview. Riley Artis goes 99 yards for a touchdown. He's flagged at the end for a unsportsmanlike conduct for his flip.
What a return.
Watch this. You think he's down here on the sideline, and here he goes.
Now, I'm seeing a ton of laundry around the 50-yard line. I am wondering if there may have been a block in the back that freed him up there. So we'll see what the call is on the field. But there is a Columbia River player down. He's getting up now. Sorry, we can't see who it is just yet.
Hopefully just I think that's the quarterback, Braden Schieffer. Hopefully just a wind knocked out of him or a cramp situation. As I mentioned, we saw last week a lot of cramps with this warmer weather. It's not as humid and hot today, but it's still
hot. Yeah, and these guys have been in their pads and for a couple hours, and I don't. Oof. So that was Braden Schieffer, who just was walked off the field by a trainer and a coach.
I think all of the flags have been pulled out of pockets and thrown on the field.
Yeah, there may not be a pocketed flag left. Yep.
Not a touchdown. That touchdown pulled back.
Okay.
There's also a penalty of some sort against Columbia River. I'm trying to figure out what this call is here.
So I wondered.
I see a lot of pointing and gesturing, but I don't. We don't have the luxury of a referee mic for the explanation, so we'll figure out here what's going on momentarily.
It's the next,
should be Skyview
it's the
ball.
Next step, Nick.
Well, it is actually on our list of equipment to purchase. We are lucky. You see all this stuff on these broadcasts, and you wonder, where does this equipment come from? We get a grant every year from Comcast Cable. The district itself actually doesn't pay for any of this equipment. It comes through a grant, so we're able to bring all of this action to you courtesy of this grant. And one of the things on our list for this year in the grant cycle is a referee mic.
Excellent.
So hopefully this time next year, when that referee says what's going on, we'll all hear him.
So all the way back to the 21-yard line for Skyview, but that was a turnover. They did, stop a real threat by the Rapids, who were closing in on a touchdown. But a lot of field in front of them and not much behind them now for the Storm. Let's see what Coach Kaiser has in his pocket there. Okay.
So just a little simple run for Jacob. Now at the end of the play, more extracurricular activities. The flags come flying. There was some sort of, I don't want to say altercation's an overstatement, but one of those plays where the defensive player and the offensive player don't let go of each other after the whistle. So I saw that looked like it was Jacob Booth from Columbia River was involved in that, and I'm not sure which Skyview player. So we'll see what the officials have to say about it.
And that's not the first time I've seen this happen. This is an emotional game. These are two neighborhood schools that, like you said earlier, these are kids that have known each other since kindergarten and on opposite sides of the ball here. So
and that's a personal foul on Skyview. They say that at the end of the play, the Skyview player continued the contact after the play was over.
Okay.
And you saw, I don't know if you saw on the top of your screen, but he threw the River player to the ground after the play was over.
Okay. Well,
so now they are marching it back to the 11. So a really long field here with 33 seconds left to go. 1st and 20 for Skyview. Now we know they can move the ball. We'll see if they can dig themselves out of this hole.
But thanks to Cameron Crooks and Trey Jacobs with a pass touchdown and a running touchdown, Skyview does have that 14-0 lead here.
Kennedy looking to escape the pressure, rolls to his left, tucks it. He's going to try to run for it, picks up a couple of yards. Some good. We've talked earlier today about the amount of blue shirts surrounding Rivers players. Well, a lot of white shirts, a lot of yellow helmets here.
Yeah, but you know, Kennedy was able to make something out of nothing because he was pursued from the backfield pretty shortly after that snap. And that'll be the end of the first quarter. And we're here from Kiggins Bowl, Boggs Field and Kiggins Bowl, Skyview 14 and Columbia River 0. Skyview ball when we start the second quarter.
And you see some Columbia River fans there. So we see, it's kind of funny, the Skyview crowd going with the white out. You see the black out by the River fans. And,
you know, we see the Beat River T-shirts at Skyview. This says Storm Drain. You see the Storm Drain T-shirts being worn by some of the Columbia River. That's clever.
I've never seen that before, and I've done a lot of these games. That's good.
Really clever.
See a great, beautiful shot back at Kiggins Bowl. All the renovations they've been able to do the last few years thanks to the bond measure that passed and voters, you know, supporting kids. You see the new bleachers. If you haven't been to Kiggins in a while, there's actual seats now, which is fantastic.
Gets you off the concrete.
Get you off the concrete.
Especially if it's raining.
Oh, my goodness. That's wet butt central if you've ever experienced that. And you see right in the middle of your screen, right below the goal post, that's us in the broadcast booth, which is also new for us, which helps us immensely in getting these broadcasts out. So yeah,
we're pretty much on the 50-yard line in that brick building below where the coaches are coaching from up on top of the roof. It's good, you know. There's more construction going on here now. But when I went up to get the rosters for this game, a really long line. People are stoked to be here.
And we can talk a little bit about that too. You know, we'll wait till we have another downtime. There's a faster way to get into these football games now and skipping some of that line. So we'll talk about that here in just a little bit. In the meantime, Skyview, Kennedy decides to keep it, and there are a lot of yellow hats in there, and Skyview's looking at a long third down.
Yep. These inside runs that were getting something earlier, they're not necessarily getting anything right now, and combined with some of those penalties, Skyview's moving backwards a little bit.
Yeah, so after an initial shock at the beginning of the game, this River defense really settling in and making their presence felt here. So Kennedy back, 3rd and 13. He's got Jacob in the backfield. He's going to fake the handoff, throw it downfield, nearly intercepted.
Athletic, very athletic attempt there from
Mason McCleskey on the D here. Let's watch. Oof, just a couple inches too far away.
The senior gave it up to try. You can see he might have gotten a little rug burn there from his effort.
So we see Kennedy struggling to get the pass rhythm going. He's completed, I think, 2 passes so far. It's a good bit of disruption from this Rapids defense, keeping him on his toes.
Senior Brady Davis in to punt for the Storm now. So Skyview, or the River will get the ball back.
Big punt. And we see a flag come in, another flag come in. I'm guessing that might be a block in the back on Columbia River, but
Rex Allinger with that stop wrapped him up right there. But you could see there were some bodies flying right as the punt returner began taking off, and often that's because someone got pushed in their back.
Yeah, Tommy Blau was gonna return that kick no matter what, and his teammate trying to help him out there, but feels like a block in the back. We'll see what the official has to say, but. Yeah, Tommy Blau, no fear. I mean, he feels that heat coming, and he says, "I'm going to take it."
And it's coming, right? I think that's one of the bravest positions to play in sports is the punt returner, because it's 21 people running towards you, and you running the other way.
Yep.
That and third base. I think third base is really hard too. The hot corner.
The hot corner. I played some third base in my day.
Same.
The hot corner.
It is.
I think perhaps the hardest job in sports is being the ball boy or the ball girl for the professional tennis players when they're serving. Just avoiding those errant 130-mile-an-hour serves.
Oh.
Little flag on the play. Probably a false start or a procedural penalty there. Not much doing for Columbia River.
Yeah, that was called by the back judge. So.
Yeah, and I see the official even waving off the play, saying it's a false start. So that ball going to come back.
So it'll be 1st and 15 on the 30 for the Columbia River Rapids.
So moving backwards here. 11 minutes left to go here in the, it's now the second quarter. Our scoreboard says first quarter, but it is the second quarter. Officials getting this game going.
Yep. Oh, quarterback keeper out of the shotgun. That was unexpected, but
and in the game now is Ethan Long. So I mean, we don't know. We haven't had an opportunity to see what kind of passer he is, but with the run on that play.
3-yard gain on the play brings up 2nd and 13.
Yeah. Braden Scheifer still out after being injured on Rivers' turnover on their last possession.
So here's Long trying to make some space. Got a man, throws it out of bounds.
Got outside the hash mark, so that's an okay thing to do. He was he had some pursuit there from the Storm, so really nowhere to go except away from trouble.
So 3rd and 13 for the Rapids, looking to get something going. How are they going to generate this offense without Schiefer in the game, who had connected on some deep passes here?
Real sharp passes.
I mean, Long is a senior, some experience here. Fakes the passage, trying to find some space here. Goes down.
That's tough. It's tough to roll out left and throw with your right hand. That's always difficult, and trying to stop with all that pursuit under you, it's
just feel Caden Hamlin coming for him right there on the right-hand side of your screen.
Yep.
Just felt the heat, and this turf does give you good grip, but it's hard. You see some teaching going on right there on your screen. It's hard to make that cut. So back to punt. Our lineman, Caden Sheeta, and slash punter, excuse me. I don't want to cut it short there.
Right, lineman slash punter. Secor back to receive on this. Another one of those neutral bounces like you're talking about. That ball hits, and somehow, with all that forward momentum, it bounces straight up and down.
Well, it was a knuckler, and it kind of landed right flush on its side, I guess.
Yeah.
So great field position here for Skyview to start this drive. They're on the 41-yard line of Columbia River, and trying to see if they can regain some of that momentum we saw out of them early on. We actually saw that from them last week too against Jesuit. They jumped out to an early 21-0 lead in the first quarter, and then were stagnant until the fourth when they scored another touchdown. And we're sort of seeing that a little bit here again tonight. Skyview starting quick and then kind of flatlining. So we'll see if they can kind of revive the offense here, and that's a good way to do it. Just a little pass to Riley Artis, and perhaps his knee was down. So they're calling him down. A little 4-yard gain on first down.
Completion. Yep, he was open. He was open somehow. In the midst of like 15 other players, he had his little safety bubble, and a really nice delivery of a pass. It was a pass with some zip, and got him 4 yards, and 3. We'll move to 2nd and 7, and there's still a lot of time left here in the first half. 9 minutes left in the second quarter here, so. So far, so good.
So here's Kenny with the snap. He hands it off to Jacob. Jacob's got some room on the left side. He bounces it around. That's a first down. Knocks the defender down, and that's a Skyview first down.
Bulldozed.
So, I mean, credit to Tommy Blau. We were just talking about how fearless the guy is. He steps right in front of Trey Jacob, running at full speed. Here it is, and takes the hit.
But Jacob goes down.
Yep, makes the tackle.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a hard play because Blau is planted.
Yes. The only thing that's going to happen is you're going to get put on your backside.
In any case, it is a Skyview first down on the 24-yard line of Columbia River, and I would almost liken it to basketball. Sometimes when you're not shooting well, you need just to see a ball go in, a free throw, a layup, and then the rhythm comes back, and maybe this little burst out of Skyview is going to kind of reset them.
It's a good point, and God, I mean, just giving that ball to Jacob, he is so shifty and fast. He's like,
go back to your bread and butter.
What a weapon to have. He can run into the defense and then avoid them. It's I mean, what can you do about a player like that if you can't wrap him up in the backfield before he starts making those moves? It's pretty awesome to see. You know, it's a lot of runners are straight ahead runners, right? Mm-hmm. Or maybe one move, turn, and then burn and pick up speed. He is fast laterally and forward and back. So I've been impressed here.
There he is again.
Jacob again, yeah.
Trying to break that tackle. Good job there by the defender. I want to say that's Levi Hongel just holding on, waiting for his teammates to arrive to help him complete that play.
Big old handful of jersey. Yeah,
that was Levi Hongel.
Molino Tumbaga, too.
So 3rd and 1, big down here for Skyview. We know that their field goal game is on point. If they don't get this, they have another option, but I guarantee you that is not what's on their mind right now.
Nope. I mean, I think, you know, another touchdown here early in the third, or early in the middle of the second quarter, and then a hold, and you've got you're gonna have River on their heels.
So hand off to Jacob. He's got that first down. He keeps going. Gets all the way down to the 4 or perhaps even 3-yard line. Sort of one of those funny plays. Kind of rode on the back on the end there and slid across the River player.
But
get down.
He doesn't stop churning. I mean, just even he's going. You know, he picked up 2 or 3 extra yards just because, you know, he wouldn't let that first tackler take him down.
So 1st and goal on the 4-yard line.
I mean, we've seen Jacob like 3 or 4 runs in a row here. Do you think we will again? Yeah.
There he goes. Touchdown, Skyview.
Absolutely.
Trey Jacob has a nose for the end zone and finds it.
That's his 2nd touchdown of the game. Both of his touchdowns have come, from goal line situations. But he's been a big part of this offense, and seeing him come off the field now, getting some coaches giving him a slap. Everyone's happy to see how well Trey Jacobs has been playing today.
Yeah, Trey Jacob doing Trey Jacob things, and like when the rest of the offense maybe isn't clicking, you go to the guy who's always on. Front out with the extra point. 21-0 Skyview over crosstown rival Columbia River here. 6:27 left in our first half.
Storm fans totally into it. You can see the Storm band behind them.
So we're hoping we might get a performance at halftime from the Skyview marching band, although I don't know that we're going to get it, so we'll stay tuned. If they perform, we will bring it to you. Yeah. If we are not able to bring it to you, we definitely will bring you some news and notes from across Vancouver Public Schools, including the welcome back message from Superintendent Jeff Snell and some highlights from the first day of school. We've also got some other fun stuff for you too, so make sure you stay tuned through that. And then of course the second half after that. We also have a lot more football coming this year. We're pretty excited. We've gotten some new equipment. I talked earlier about this grant. Some of this equipment we've been able to put in schools, so now we're able to do more sports. Put some of that in schools so they can do their own sports like volleyball and things that are easy, and then we can come out to the stadium and do the harder stuff like football. It's just such a big sport to do. And so we have 10 football games on our schedule this year, which is the most we've ever done. Well, the most we've done since 2020 when we had the 2021 when we had the spring football season, and fans weren't really allowed in, so we did pretty much every game. But it's an exciting time to be a video production student in Vancouver Public Schools and a sports fan, hopefully. And there's that big left-footed boot. Trying to find some space is Savion McCoy. Gets it back to about the 17-yard line, and River's going to take over with 6:19 here to go in the second quarter.
I wasn't even watching the return. I was watching the kicker and how he went down to block. You know, often kickers will stay out of the play, but when you're 6'4", 210, you go get into the play, and so there was some nice extra action happening away from the play, and distracted me. I'm sorry, but it was really kind of fun to watch.
Big hit there. That's Caden Hamlin. Called his name a couple times tonight and kind of snuffs that run out. 1-yard gain. So Ethan Long still in at quarterback. Not sure what's going on with starter Braden Schieffer, but hopefully we'll get some sort of update for you. Long with the keeper that time, picks up another couple yards, and River's looking at about a 3rd and 9. Calling it 3rd and 9, probably more like 3rd and 8, but it's gonna be a long haul for them if they can't get something going up and down the field. It seems like, Skyview is so quick to the ball, trying to stretch plays out to the outside, and it's just not happening. So here's Long trying to make a play with his arm. He's thrown into double coverage, and that's another interception.
Picked off by...
That's Micah Robeson.
Oh, okay. Well, you saw, the respect that Skyview had to have for Schieffer's arm. And, when you have to bring in a backup and you lose that, it's it's tough for that Columbia River offense because the defense can key on the run, and then if you have defensive backs that can make plays like that, it's really hard to kind of get anything positive going if you're River. So 5 minutes left here in the half, plenty of time for Skyview to put their offense in motion and maybe put more points on the board. But they are in their own territory after that turnover. It's the second interception turnover, right? And plus there was a turnover on downs, and so a flag on the field, and I don't know why, but it called.
A lot of flags in this first half.
Yeah. Too many people, maybe? Nope.
Skyview marching backwards. I can't help but think with this Skyview team, one of the most heralded offensive players coming into this season is Gavin Packer, and they've had their first 2 games without him. As deadly as this Skyview offense has been this year, imagine having their best receiver back.
Packer was
which
a
hopefully
great
will be next
scorer.
week.
Yep, sorry for talking over you.
Yeah.
But Packer did. Packer scored a lot of touchdowns last year. He is fleet of foot, and he's like one of those receivers who, once he gets the ball, good luck catching him. I remember a game we called last year, and watching him run down the left sideline. It was can you imagine another weapon on this team? We've already seen great receiver plays by Riley Artis, and a great defensive play by him. Packer plays defense too. It's that just would be an extra level of quality player to put out there on the field, something for other teams that are hard to overcome.
And right now for Skyview, the question is can Kennedy put it there? Because we've seen him overthrow a couple times tonight. He's got the talent to do it. It's just a matter of putting those together consistently. And this is what he does best. He is a fantastic runner. Just tough running, quick feet, and that's sheer force of will.
Yeah, that ball was on the 34. He was wrapped up on the 36. He went another 24 yards after that. That was
breaks the tackle, breaks the second tackle. Finally goes down.
Yeah, that was good effort. Good effort. So Kennedy with Jacob in the backfield. Another pass.
Right on the money to the outside. Good hit there. Reese Mickle got low, and
Cameron Crooks looks like he picked up a first down on that. Yep, they're moving the chains. So, there's definitely a forward progress happening here for Skyview. Still 4.5 minutes left in this quarter, and they are kind of doing whatever they want. We've seen the run work a lot, and now in this drive they've gone to the pass a couple of times, and it's getting them down the field. Also, when you have a quarterback, when things happen, who can take off like Kennedy, helps too. We saw that in the last game. Amazing quarterback from Hoquiam who was scoring touchdowns all over the place with his legs.
There's a good pass. So Riley Artis, again, we're talking about a big weapon here. Artis is that, and what we saw out of Kennedy there was he took a little off, and that's maybe what he needs to do to find his accuracy, because he's sailing some of these balls, and that time he threw it with finesse.
Yep, and it was an easy ball to catch, even though Artis was like immediately wrapped up. The defense was there. The ball was just expertly delivered right to him.
Yeah, the guy's got a cannon, and so sometimes when you got a cannon, you got to learn how to throw with finesse. And he's an immensely talented guy, and he's such a smart quarterback. I've had the chance to watch him a lot of times, and he just never makes the wrong decision. So it's just a joy to watch him play. So Skyview on the march here, 3.5 minutes left.
One receiver in motion. Here, let's see.
Kennedy making play. Here he goes. All the way into the end zone. Did he get there?
They're calling it a touchdown.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Nice run. A nice 15-yard touchdown there from Kennedy, who wanted to pass it and then decided to tuck it and got that last dive.
And again, we talked about decision making. That's decision making. He didn't have anybody. He knew it. He went to plan, B or C, whatever that might be. And that's a Skyview touchdown. That's just smart senior leadership right there. So in for the extra point is McClintock, and Skyview seeks to go up 28-0, and it looks like they're going to.
Yeah, Skyview's kind of just doing whatever they want right now.
I mean, if you're Coach Kaiser, you go into halftime, what do you say? What do you say to,
do more of that.
Nitpicking, I guess right. There's a couple things.
You got to be use it for teaching. I'm sure there's they want to make sure that the defense is respecting the pass while covering the run.
And we've also got last week we were so hyped. Jesuit coming in, Jesuit being this power. Skyview absolutely dismantled them, and those are the games that are supposed to be the challenge games to get you ready for the playoffs, or when you face Camas and Union and Battleground and League, right? So then I'm just fascinated to see when Skyview gets tested, what they're going to do, because
you would have thought that the Jesuit game was a test, and they ended up with a 4-touchdown shutout. So it's Jesuit, number 2 ranked in Oregon before that game, and just a perennial private school. They have the best athletes. I know that they get athletes from all over the Portland metro area, and for Skyview to do what they did to a program like that, it both reflects really well on Skyview and on sports here in Southwest Washington in general. We have some players, we have some skill up here, and just keep your eye on Skyview, because what will test them?
Wow.
He
hooked
Christmas.
It out of bounds, but I'll tell you what, that's a lot of leg on that ball. Yeah, I'm fascinated. We're going to have another opportunity for Skyview to get tested next week. Bothell is coming all the way down from north of Seattle. Bothell, perennial state power as well. That's going to be another test for Skyview, and you got to give credit to Coach Kaiser and the athletic department. Julian Wims there at Skyview does a fantastic job of scheduling teams that are going to make life hard for the Storm, so that when they get to that end of season, they face the best. They know how to win, or they know what they need to do to win. And we'll have that game for you. I can't wait to see that.
Is that going to be here on VPS Game Time?
VPS Game Time. We will have that game.
You'll also have the Skyview against Union on October 27th, which is Skyview's homecoming game.
Big sack right there. 2 Storm in the backfield. Kellen Wiggins, one of those players. I didn't catch the number on the other player, but just no time for long. Just here it comes. That's it. 1, 2, that's it. So, yeah, we've got the Skyview Union game coming up later this year. That'll be a really fun one. We're going to have kind of a friendly VPS Evergreen Public Schools broadcast crew. We're going to have Cale Pylan come in from Evergreen Public Schools to join Tony Liberatore and Paul Valencia. Paul going to play the neutral middleman, I think, there.
Yeah, right. The referee, maybe.
Good little pass out of long right there. He knows he doesn't have time, so he gets it out right away to Keanu Butcher and Wynn.
I swear, number 7, Tua, who lines up on the left side of the defensive line for Skyview. He is in the backfield every play.
So, if you follow the local sports scene, the high school sports scene, you know how difficult that. Oh, another interception, Skyview. That's Wiggins again.
Boy, Wiggins in on the last 2 plays, or at least 2 of the last 3.
Watch it long. Trying to make something happen. And Wiggins just reads the eyes, cuts them off, and makes the play. So Skyview taking over again with less than 2 minutes, right in prime Columbia River territory. We'll see what they have up their sleeves here as they try to close out the first half strongly. But yeah, as I was starting to say there, in the 4A Greater St. Helens League, there are 4 teams. There are typically only 2 playoff teams So that means one of Skyview, Union, Camas, or Battleground is, typically 3 of the 4 are good, right?
Yeah.
I mean, typically it's Skyview, Union, Camas, Battleground has good seasons, but they're not always up there. But somebody very good doesn't make the playoffs pretty much every year, and so there's no breathing room. There's no way to let down, and so that's why Coach Kaiser and the Skyview staff schedule tough games that aren't going to affect their playoff position, but are going to improve their play.
Yeah, because it really does come down for making the playoffs. It comes down to your league record, but what you got to fill up your schedule, you know.
And that's the other hard thing with the 4A level. There's not enough teams.
Not around here, yeah.
You've only got 3 league games.
Yep.
And you play a 9-game schedule or a 10-game schedule. So you've got to fill it with other teams.
Like River from 2A and bringing up Jesuit from 5A in Oregon. I mean, it's a
scheduling problem for sure.
But I love this is a game I look forward to, and it's this. They may be on different levels, but this is just a classic matchup. At least it's become a classic matchup over the last 25 years.
Yeah, and it is hard to overstate that the size difference in the schools between Skyview and Columbia River is enormous. I mean, the difference between a 4A school and a 2A school is big, and Skyview, the only 4A school in Vancouver Public Schools, we've got 3 2A schools.
Yep.
And Ford, of course, one of those 2A schools plays an independent schedule for football. Here's Kennedy looking deep, doesn't have it, whips it out instead, and that's a completion near the first down marker.
Yeah, I think it's a foot or two short, but that was a bang, a really nice throw, good catch, and in a place where only the receiver could get it.
Kennedy's
throwing on the run, like it's great balance and body control. Which, I mean, you see it when he runs, and you see it when he passes, and you see it when he runs and passes, and so it's like, I mean, he's got some gifts and some smarts, and put those 2 things together, and see why he's such a good leader for this team.
There's Jacob. I got to tell you, he fooled me. My eyes were on Kennedy as Jacob was 5 yards past the line of scrimmage.
Yep. He made a couple people miss, and then they finally got to him. But again, once he starts running, and he can shift his hips.
So 1st and 10 here for Skyview. Just under a minute and a half left on the 32-yard line. Kennedy back to pass. Run a screen to Jacob. He's got some space if he can make a play. Good bit of open field tackling. Nice play there out of Jairo de la Rose. Didn't bite on the little head fake, or actually that might have been Reese Mickle.
So does he get out of bounds here? Because there's about a minute left, and he was able to stop the clock with that play. So given his offense, and he knows he'll be probably part of this, but given the offense a little bit of a chance to take a breath, and but they're getting marched back again. I'm not sure. I missed this call. Sorry, Nick.
I was looking at my roster as well, so sometimes, trying to multitask and you miss the, looked like an illegal man downfield, perhaps.
I don't ever understand that. I mean, I don't understand that I don't understand that penalty. I'm going to go home and look it up. Because, I mean, don't you want to, run down the field?
But you can't until the guy catches the ball.
Oh, I see. Is that right? Yeah. Okay.
It's a good thing that you and I, football experts, are doing this broadcast.
Yeah, we're adding so much to this experience for our viewers.
So under a minute here for Skyview, up 28-0, 1st and 15. They're in no rush. I mean,
but the clock is ticking down. We're getting down to about 45 seconds left here.
Swing out to Jacob. He stays in bounds, so the clock will continue to run.
Skyview still has all 3 of its timeouts left, and let's see if that's a timeout.
Clock is stopped.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a timeout called.
And I don't see a flag on the field either.
No, the players are marshaling. There must have been a timeout. They just haven't.
They're calling it. Timeout Skyview. That'll take them down to 2 timeouts left.
And I think we're going to be treated to I know that we're going to be treated to a marching band. I don't know if our cameras are able to get the band, but we see some band members down there. We see their kit. We see some flag people. I don't know what you call those. Majors? I'm very excited. I love watching this Skyview Storm marching band. It looks like they're going to give us a show tonight at halftime, so we'll try to bring that to you as well.
And like I said before, they have been practicing. They put in a 40-hour week before school even started, practicing in the Skyview Commons, out of the heat and the smoky air, practicing inside and just drilling and drilling and drilling it down until they were, they move in unison, and it looks pretty. It's stunning to see, so I'm excited for that too.
So we'll bring that to you. I teased some videos, and we will run a couple of videos here for you while the band sets up and cleans up, but we'll give you all that action. In the meantime, here's Kennedy going back. He throws it deep. He's got a man. That's a completion. Great bit of timing. Jared Secor on the reception there. All of a sudden, Skyview has figured it out in the air.
The line is giving Kennedy enough time. And the fact that he can run to escape pressure, those two things together, you see him drop back on for that play. He's got time, and then he just delivers just an impeccably placed ball, and right where the receiver can catch it and step out of bounds. And
with finesse, with touch. I mean, that ball wasn't thrown a million miles an hour. Here's Jacob trying to figure something out. Good job of containment there by that River defense, not letting him bounce back to the outside where he makes a living.
Yeah, he was shifty, but he was sort of trapped in a little 5-foot box there. So he shifted left, he shifted right, he shifted left, and then they got him.
So a Skyview timeout here with 27 seconds left. Now on the scoreboard, they're not counting off the timeouts, I think, correctly. Oh, there we go, down to one. They didn't take the last one off, but Skyview now with one timeout remaining. It's 1st and 13 with the ball on the 18-yard line after the penalty. Well, we talked about this earlier. We talked about the big line to get in, right?
Yeah.
So if you're here tonight, you stood in line. Well, there's a way to make that line go faster. If you attended athletic events, you may have noticed something new. You can skip that long line and buy your tickets online. This is a brand new thing. The district has partnered with GoFan to bring online ticketing to high school sports. You can pay with your credit card online in advance and then get scanned into the game. It's easy, it's fast. You don't have to line up for the booth. To buy tickets, head to your school's athletic website and look for GoFan, or you can simply go to gofan.co, not .com, .co, and look for your school online, and it takes 2 minutes. And gosh, it saves you a lot of time in that line.
Yeah, you just have to, just like going into a Blazer game or a concert now, you just hold up your phone gets scanned. Stays on his feet. Oh, wow. That is tenacity. Another touchdown for Cameron Crows.
Just wanting that end zone. So,
I mean, he's hit right at his knees, doesn't lose his balance, puts a hand down, but not the ball hand. They're going to call, there's a touchdown. And with a potential extra point, it could be a 35-0 deficit going into halftime for River. So they're going to need to, you hope that Scheifer's not badly hurt. Maybe we can see him again in the second half. Maybe that's not something I should expect, but River's got to
just a disappointing first half here for River, because not only are you down 35-0 heading into the half, your talented leader Schiefer is out.
And he was showing some real ability to move the ball before his injury. So it's that's a tough stumbling block to have to overcome here for the Rapids. This game's not over.
No,
but they're in a tough spot.
They're in a tough spot. I mean, we've seen crazier things happen, but this Skyview defense, I mean, it's only the second game of the year, but they haven't given up a point yet this year.
Right.
So to expect Columbia River without its starting quarterback to be able to score 36 points in the second half it's a tall order.
I mean, the size and speed of that front line is causing problems on both ends. They're bothering River's quarterbacks on one end, and then opening up holes for Jacob on the other end. And it's those big bodies are really doing it.
So back to kick is the freshman,
yep.
Taryn Baker.
Torin.
Torin? Did I say Taryn?
Yeah.
You know, the thing is, I'm old and it's dark in this booth, and
It's dark, but yeah.
print on the rosters are very small.
I mean, I'm a big person. He's gigantic. Look at that leg.
That's a 14-year-old, folks. A freshman. Maybe 15, I don't know. Either way, what a leg. And there's the return. 13.8 seconds left here for Rivers offense. See if they're going to try to run something or just say, let's take it in and talk it over.
Tackled at the 26-yard line. Rapids take over first and 10.
It's you know, you look at the scoreboard, but it is an exciting direction that Rivers headed in. You can see that offense that Coach Patterson is putting in, and you can see the way these defensive players on River just flying around. That there's a lot of passion and talent on this team.
Yep.
And at the two-way level, they're gonna be a handful.
I think so. I mean, this is what we've seen from them is pretty quality football. A couple of little mistakes, and then just the overwhelming size and strength of Skyview and speed.
There's another flag on that play. That's almost certainly on the offense.
Yeah, it was thrown right at or before the snap. So it's we'll walk it back. So 7 seconds left, enough time for a play.
The penalty was declined, so there was second down and 10. And, you know, at some point here, we'll start seeing some of the younger players come in. We just saw a substitution there with Brian Martinez, a sophomore coming in. And so this will be some good opportunities to get the young guys some PT. The big nose guard or nose tackle.
Yep.
Excuse me.
He's in my fifth period photography class.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is he good photographer?
But we haven't really gotten to that yet.
Sure. I guess it's like the second week of school.
Yeah, we introduced cameras today, so
there you go.
He seemed excited.
All right, at halftime, folks, it is 35-0. Here's some highlights from our first half, including that first big possession from Columbia River. They came out ready for business.
35-yard gain on that pass.
Here's the same pass again. We'll see it another time. Good bit of pass in there, and you know we saw Schiefer go out with the injury later, which really hampered the offense. Here's Botnan on that big third down play when the Storm needed it. He came up big, and here's the
first touchdown for Crooks, where he just caught it on the left and outran everybody to the end zone.
Just decided to take it to the house there. Kennedy really having a good first half after a couple of early overthrows, and Jacob just unstoppable on offense. This one of his touchdowns. Here's the pick by Riley Artis. He intercepted it, and there were a couple of penalties that brought this one back, but an exciting moment. Still was a fantastic interception for Artis.
On the goal line, yes.
Yeah.
Goal line to goal line, 99 yards.
Here's Jacob again with one of his other touchdowns. And then we see Kennedy just doing Kennedy things, right?
Shaking off the tackle, bursting through another tackle.
And so, folks, we are at the end of the first half. We are going to show you a message from Superintendent Dr. Jeff Smell? He's not going to like that. Dr. Jeff Snell. He's heard that before, I'm sure. Dr. Jeff Snell. And then when we come back, folks, we are going to have the Skyview Marching Band doing its marching band thing. Make sure you stay tuned for that. We'll be back in the second half.
See you then.
Hello, my name is Jeff Snell, and I have the honor of serving as your school superintendent. On behalf of our school board and district staff, I want to welcome you to the new school year and thank you for letting your children be a part of our district and school communities. We have been hard at work getting ready for the first day and are excited to greet more than 21,000 students. Our focus will be to maximize the learning opportunities for each one. To do that requires a partnership with you and the support of our entire community, including our students, staff, and families. This support was affirmed last year through the renewal of our school levy and more than 6,500 thoughts that were contributed as a part of our strategic planning process. Thank you. Over the next couple of months, more information will come out about the strategic plan, our student-centered priorities, and how we will monitor our progress towards a shared vision of a Vancouver Public School graduate. The vision of a graduate is an aspirational description of what our community wants for each of our students. I want to share some of that vision with you. We envision our graduates will have the important learning and skills necessary to meet real-world demands, be curious learners who can persevere and adapt to changing conditions, consistently act with integrity, be effective communicators who work independently or in collaboration with others in search of informed solutions to complex problems. be compassionate and inclusive human beings who will positively influence their local and global community. Fulfilling this vision requires care at each step of the way through all grade levels. It is critical that we create safe learning environments where students feel like they belong. Our staff have intentionally planned for those experiences in preparation for the year. That includes reviewing safety protocols, creating welcoming spaces, and designing learning experiences that inspire and challenge our students on their journey. We've invested in a new communication platform called Parent Square and a student information system called Synergy or Parent View to support our strong partnership with our families. We're excited about these platforms because it will more easily allow two-way communication between our families and schools and should make it easier for families to find information from the school about their child in one consistent place. In the coming week, you will be receiving more information about the start of the year from your school and how to find and access information you may need. You can also find supporting information on our district and school websites. If you have questions, please reach out so that we can help you. A school year always has amazing opportunities to connect and build community. I encourage you to attend your school's events and check out events at other schools. We have amazing students who do amazing things in the classroom, on athletic fields, in the auditorium, and through many different activities that your support makes possible. Thank you again for being a part of our community and our district. Let's have a great year.
Skyview Band and Dance, you may take the field.
lot of photos, a lot of excited kids, and a lot of happy parents. It's the first day of school, and there are a lot of other firsts across the district. Hi everybody, welcome inside Vancouver Public Schools. I'm Nick Voll. It's the first day of school across Vancouver, and nowhere are they more excited than here at VITA, which finally is opening as a K-5 elementary school. Last year, Vancouver Innovation, Technology, and Arts Elementary School served as a learning lab. Students from every other elementary school spent time here doing project-based learning. But now, finally, VITA is welcoming students of its own.
We are so excited. We have been working towards this for 3 years, from the planning of the school to learning about instructional methodology to hosting the learning lab for almost 7,000 kids. And now we finally have our own. So we're elated.
What are you excited for here at VITA? What are you really looking forward to?
Doing like projects with a team.
How about you, Amelia? What are you super excited for at your new school?
The playground.
How excited are you for the first day of school?
Really excited. I really like art, and this is a project-based learning school, so I'm really gonna like it.
How excited are you to have your students in this brand new school?
I'm really excited. It's a very cool school. Everything is so big and spacious and airy and light. We're really excited for it.
I'm super excited. The project-based learning is really cool. She's been talking about it all summer. I'm going to project-based learning school, and she's already really good at art, and the focus on that is really cool for us.
Of course, this isn't the only school opening today, and Superintendent Jeff Snell is trying to get to as many as he can. We caught up with him at the brand new Ruth Bader Ginsburg Elementary School. Dr. Snell was joined by school board members Sandra Zavala Ortega and Tracy Barrows, and Vancouver Education Association President Jamie Anderson. Ruth Bader Ginsburg Elementary, or RBG for short, is a Spanish immersion school. Although parts of the school are still under construction, it's welcoming in kindergartners and first graders this year as it works towards full occupancy. For administrators, seeing these young learners in action is rewarding.
I think that there's a lot of lead up that people outside of school don't necessarily know in preparing for a school year, and how excited everyone is to prepare for that school year. And then when the first day actually comes and you see the excitement of the students and the staff, some tears from families as they're dropping off little ones, all those emotions that are wrapped up into the first day is pretty special.
It is. It's a lot of fun. I think, we get stuck in a lot of meetings and a lot of just in rooms, and so to be able to go and spend time with students and see how schools are run and our staff, and just say thank you and just see the smiles on everyone's faces, I think it just really it makes the job worth it.
RBG is the final new school to be built as part of the bond measure passed by voters a few years ago. Dr. Snell, the VPS school board, and other district administrators split up to visit every school in the district on the first day, which has become a VPS tradition. And that's just about it for us. We know parents, you guys are excited about this first day of school and are posting on social media. We can't wait to see the photos that you post online. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, I'm Nick Voll.
September through June, John Armerding teaches PE and health sciences at Columbia River High School. Over the summer, he spent a week learning what it takes to be an emergency medical technician.
Just got called out on our first call, which was interesting and eye-opening.
He's not switching careers, he's exploring what it takes to be an EMT, so that his students can pursue their dreams.
I'm armed with a lot more information after doing this.
Welcome to Learning to Work. I'm Mark Reith, Director of the Vancouver Public Schools Career and Technical Education Department. Throughout the summer, we send teachers on paid externships so that they can pass along firsthand knowledge to their students.
We'll get call after call after call, right? And so you don't want to have to drive all the way back to the station, fill up, and be out of service.
When we caught up with Mr. Armerding, he was spending time at Clark County Fire District 6, having already visited the Northwest Training Center and AMR.
You always have a picture in your mind of what a job is. So it's been really neat to actually kind of learn more about these different careers, what their days are composed of, what it requires of the individuals that take on these challenges. So it definitely helps to contribute to that respect that I have for first responders.
Everybody wants to know what firefighters do. It's so getting a little look behind the curtain, I think is good. It's good for him to come in and anybody else to come in and take a look at this. It's good for us to show them what we do. and to kind of understand, when the bells do go off, what happens. And so, I mean, for us, it's exciting.
Mr. Arberding hopes to convey that sense of excitement and duty to his students.
In the health sciences class that I teach, EMT is one of the modules that our students work through. So I was interested in just learning more about what the career opportunities are locally with that and how students can go about continuing their education.
For students, it's important really for him to bring back just the pathway. How do you get into the fire service, right? And not even necessarily the fire service, it's any part of the pre-hospital is what he's basically looking at.
Really amazing work that is done, but can also be really challenging work.
Mr. Arberding is impressed with the professionals he's working with, and they're impressed that teachers like him are doing whatever it takes for their students.
I mean, this is their time off. This is their summer, and they're extremely busy during the school year. So for them to take that time off and educate themselves in whatever field it is, I think it's amazing, and I think it just shows their dedication to the profession.
The firefighters asked us to share that students have a chance to get involved by joining the local cadet program. Cadets get firefighting training throughout the year, which prepare them for potential careers in firefighting. Students can contact Fire District 6 for more information. Thanks for watching. I'm Mark Reith.
You're right. This does look better. Nice try. I already paid for it.
Get behind the scenes and put your imagination to work. Learn how to turn your ideas into a video or movie by signing up for video production, advanced video production, or movie making. You'll work individually and in groups to write, shoot, and edit your own productions. These hands-on classes use industry-standard cameras and professional editing software and allow you to explore your own creativity and passions. Students enrolled in these classes can earn CTE or art credit. Learn to express yourself or tell another story through video. Check with your counselor or career specialist to see if this program is offered in your school.
Well, folks, we are back. Second half action here, Kiggins Bowl. Skyview up 35-0 on Columbia River in a one-sided performance here.
Yeah, but it's been good football. We've seen good football from both sides, but Skyview is overwhelming with their size and speed right now.
Yeah, their defense is just suffocating.
And then when they're on offense, they give the ball to Trey Jacob. They have all those weapons. Kennedy at quarterback, and what we've seen so far today has been Skyview moves the ball pretty much at will. River's been moving the ball okay too, but a couple of costly turnovers, and they lost their quarterback in the first quarter, and that you can see that kind of threw him for a loop.
So here's the kickoff. Riley Artis receives, and Looks to make a play here. Gets a block. He's going to bounce to the outside. He's got a little bit of space. Takes it out of bounds to the 41-yard line. So a quality return from Riley Artis. And Skyview starts in pretty good position here to get their offense going in the second half. And we're going to see how long the starters stay in this game. I have a feeling they'll probably see them the rest of the third quarter, and then we'll see some of the younger players. It's kind of hard. It's a double-edged sword sometimes with that because, you think you take the starters out, but then, your starters don't get to play a full game. And then when they need to be able to play a full game, they haven't experienced that. So, they got it last week against Jesuit. And we'll see what happens here in the second half. Of course, this game far from over. Columbia River's got an opportunity to bounce back and score the first touchdown of the year of anybody against Skyview.
Yeah, at this point in the year, it's
just effortlessly flings that one out to Kennedy.
63-0 Skyview on the season. And yeah, another Skyview completion. They just have so many ways to move the ball up the field. They have so many ways. They have so many options. As a defense, what do you do? What do you do when the quarterback can run? He can hand it to a running back who can run. And there's guys on the outside on both sides who can catch and turn little things into big gains. And what do you do?
What do you do? Can you key in on Kennedy? Not really, because of the other weapons. It's a tough one.
Nice design play. Look at all the downfield blocking.
Trying to tiptoe that line. A good pursuit there out of Hayden Rapp.
Gavin Poffenroth with the reception and the big gain. And look at this. It's been, how many plays have they run here? 2 or 3 plays they've moved from the 40.
We've got another flag on the play, too. Let's see if we can see where it happens. It looks like at the end of the play.
Yeah.
And it might be like a helmet-to-helmet situation there, or some sort of officials talking it over. We did see a couple helmets crack together, but it was pretty incidental, so I'm not sure if that's the call. Such a tough rule to enforce because it is a physical sport.
Here's the call.
So it's against Skyview. I'm not sure what the call. Not sure what. In any case, it's going to be a Skyview first down. I'm watching this one back.
So when we see the hands out to the side, let's see what that means here. I feel like such an idiot looking this up right now.
That's why usually when I do this, I like to ask Paul Valencia to come and do this with me because he knows all the minutia that I've managed to not absorb in my 45 years of life.
So that's an unsportsmanlike conduct call. So that's why they marched back. Oh, there goes Jacob.
Oh, wow. Knocks over that defender. But that does hold him up just long enough for the rest of the gang to arrive and brings down Jacob. Jacob,
when it takes 4 guys to tackle you, that's.
But he's certainly a strong one and tough to tackle.
It's really been something to watch because he has. To me, it looks like he has next level skill the way that he runs.
Well, we've seen a number of Skyview players play in college. Wouldn't surprise me to see if he joins them along with some of these other talented Storm players.
Oh, there's another flag. Looks like very likely that Kennedy's hard count may have just forced another error by the Columbia River Rapids defensive line.
We've seen Coach Bruce Barnum at Portland State, whose son went here and was quarterback here at Skyview. He's recruited Skyview pretty heavily. We've seen a lot of talented players go there, and obviously some other schools as well. So
the Big Sky, that's high quality football, and that's
They call that a false start. Interesting.
The seemed like the offensive line was clapping, but maybe they moved first.
Well, clearly they did. Official called that one, and that's such a bang thing because it's such a small movement.
Yep, and trying to get that timing just right so that you can come out of your stance. That split-second timing.
Here's Kennedy back to pass. Kind of whips it out there. That's going to be, I think he's got enough for the first down, or it's awfully close. I didn't see, was that
Kennedy's pass complete to number 2,
that was Cameron Crooks again. He's been a high quantity target tonight and high quality, and he comes kind of limping off the field here.
It was a hard tackle. He kind of got body slammed and bent over, and I wonder if his ankle or knee was caught up underneath the tackler. He did not look happy when he stood up.
Not so serious that he couldn't get off the field, but he is.
Oh, he's hurt.
Sitting down pretty good on the sideline here. It might be one of those toughen it out situations. He's definitely in some pain. We can see him on our sideline here and wish him the best, and hopefully it's just something minor. I'm guessing no matter what, that's probably the end of his night. Here's Jacob on the outside. He takes down some defenders with him.
That's going to move the chains for the Storm. I mean, it's pretty much the only time the defense is able to push Skyview backwards is when Skyview makes a mistake and gets penalized. Otherwise, they are forward progress over and over and over again.
We got another injured player. This time, unfortunately, it's the guy we've been talking about all night, Trey Jacob, limping off the field. So we've had some pretty big collisions on back-to-back plays, and as a result, we've got 2 Skyview players injured. 2
important players.
2 very important players to this offense.
But you know, I mean, with Skyview, it's next man up. They have running backs.
Botman comes in and he's ready to go, and hopefully again for Jacob and for Crooks, it's just like stinger or something that they can recover from, and there's no need to see them necessarily again tonight, regardless of the injury. So hopefully they can heal up and be ready to go against Bothell next week. I see Crooks is up on his feet now talking to coach. So.
Sort of favoring both players favoring their right legs.
So here's Botman up the middle. We saw him with a big 3rd down carry earlier in this game.
Going. Wow. I mean, Levi Webb got him for a touchdown, last week, right? And I mean, I don't think
Levi Webb scored last week, but Levi Webb is a talented running back we saw a lot last year.
Okay, yeah, it was. So I mean, next man up, unfortunately, for the guys that are down. But like you said, it's that Jacob had himself a fantastic game. He's got nothing to worry about. Oh, what a sweet pass.
So, the swing out there to Micah Robeson, trying to kind of peel back to the outside. There was nowhere to go, but still a good pickup for Skyview here.
And it's just Jake Kennedy, again, his pinpoint accuracy. He is able to make difficult passes look easy, and so it makes the offense just click. I mean, a pass like that, if it's a little wild, on the move coming towards you, it would an impossible ball to catch if it's just a little wild. Instead, it's just like right on the numbers.
And again, the right decision, not forcing anything, just putting it to the open man.
Right, forward progress, over and over and over again. So now it's the ball on the 6.
Here's Kennedy under pressure, steps up, trying to find some space, kind of moving those feet. He's still alive, and he exits the end zone. He fumbles it after he scores the touchdoone, but that is a Skyview touchdown. Kennedy was dead to rights and found some space.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he really he's that defender that tried to meet him at the goal line is going to remember that.
So looking down on the sideline, I see Crooks has his hat back on, and he is standing there hoping to get back in the game.
Yeah, there's a flag down. I'm wondering if they're going to take this touchdown off the board. It's down like on the 1-yard line. Let's see.
Kind of where that big collision took place.
Skyview has had 1 touchdown taken off the board already today. Is that right?
Yeah, the interception.
Yeah.
Let's see what the official has to say. They're kind of talking it over. I see him talking over at the towards the Columbia River bench. This is going to be on Skyview, I believe.
Great run by Kennedy. I mean, he was he was like, I am not interested in being tackled back here or here or here. Then he lowered his shoulder and just plowed. So I'm seeing.
It looks like offsetting.
Oh, it's offsetting.
Perhaps, yeah.
Yep. So they'll probably just play the down over again. Personal fouls.
So the touchdown counts. It is 41-0.
So the penalties must have come after the play. After the okay.
it was worth the punishment there for Kennedy. That touchdown is on the board. As I mentioned, I do see Crooks down on the sideline. It looks like he's feeling a little better. I do not see Jacob on the sideline.
Jacob's over there, and he's got his helmet on too.
You see him? I don't.
Yeah.
Oh, I see him down there. Yes, thank you.
Yeah. So it's good to see. I mean, but take a rest, big guy. You've really impressed us today. And now, with that extra point, it's 42-0. Skyview over Columbia River. And we're looking right now with about 8 minutes left in the third quarter. So
watch this. Just clocks him. Just, to his credit, though, I mean, Ezekiel Kamakea, that's the second big hit we've seen him deliver on this drive. That's such a tough play for the defender because you are not moving at full speed forward like the offensive player is, and to just get in the way of somebody like that, and it takes a lot of guts and strength. I mean,
yeah, you have to commit to it. You can't do that halfway.
Yeah. I see on the sideline Brady Davis, the backup quarterback, warming up. Also on the sideline warming up is James Poindexter.
I mean, with a 42-0 lead, do we still have 40-point running clock? So at this point, the clock is going to run. That one didn't get hooked. That was a nice kickoff down at the 5, but strong return. Elusive.
Savvy on the core with another nice return. We've seen some good returns out of him all night long. Kind of just finding that little crack and getting those extra 5-6 yards.
So River's going to take over here. 26-yard line, 27-yard line. It's a time for them to, keep the ball for a while. Try to tire out this defense a little bit. See if they can't make something happen. Take care of that football.
Yeah, Ethan Long still in at quarterback. Out of the shotgun, looking to pass. Flushed out immediately.
By Tua.
Nowhere to go.
Yep, that is a big loss. A big tackle. Maybe a loss of 10 yards on that play.
There's no time. I mean, that's Long's biggest problem at this point is not anything he can control. It's he takes that snap and he is met by a blue jersey.
Tua is coming off the defensive line as like the end rusher. He is swimming through those offensive linemen and bothering the backfield almost every pass play. It's really remarkable to watch. He has
there you were mentioning Levi Webb. There he is trying to get that ball in the end zone. It looks like he has it. Is that a Skyview touchdown? It is. Levi Webb with the score.
I'm awfully surprised that there wasn't a flag thrown on that. There was some serious contact after the play there.
I can't believe Levi Webb, I believe, is already a junior in high school. His father, Steve Webb, former superintendent of Vancouver Schools. What a great shot by camera 4. Great angle. Good job, Dina, down there. But, I've been lucky enough to see him kind of grow up from afar, and it's wild to me to see him as a junior in high school already making big plays on the football field.
Yeah.
So 48-0 Skyview.
I saw Dr. Webb in the crowd today. He's here to watch his son. I'm sure he's stoked to see what just happened.
I'm sure. It's probably fun also for him to transition from, boss man to just proud dad.
Yeah.
The kick is up and good. So Skyview goes up 49-0. You pointed this out earlier, and I hadn't even thought of it in these terms, but they're outscoring opponents so far this year. What was the math?
Now it's 77-0.
Wow, just amazing.
Yeah, it's the next point they give up will be the first point they've given up. So it's a testament to their defense, but a lot of those defensive players then turn around and score touchdowns on the other side. So nice to see. I hope that the injuries for players on both teams are not not serious, and we get to see them again next week or sometime this season. I think that's an important thing.
See Webb down on the sidelines.
Number
Pleased that
24.
Got his touchdown there.
Yep, teammates congratulating him because that was a real hustle play, and he was swimming on the ground to bring that ball in, and he did. It was
another big boot there. Yeah, you mentioned the two-way player thing. It's a real testament to all the work these guys put in, not just in the fall, but the lifting and the training and the camps and the things that they do to make themselves better. And for a lot of these guys, too, it's playing other sports. And what an important thing that is. You know, we went through this era where parents were having their kids just play one sport so they could get really good at it, and forgetting that you can play all the sports and still be good at them. You know what I mean? And have fun. That's the most important thing.
And differentiation builds, I think, a stronger individual. You know, like if I think it's good for the kids to experience different things, play on different teams. You know, some of them are wrestlers, so they're in individual sports. Some of them, you know, might play soccer in the spring and basketball or wrestling in the winter, and it's nice that there's that many options. You know, you can play on the golf team, you can run track. It's you know, it's a good way to stay active all school year long. And then in the summer, I have lots of students who you know, go to football camps down at Western Oregon or you know, out in Eastern Washington, and it's a great takedown.
Rex Allinger with the tackle there, just no gap. Yeah, and it's an interesting thing, too, because sometimes we'll see these guys out here on the football field who maybe are the starter or the big touchdown scorer, but come winter, they're like the bench warmer on the basketball team, and that's cool because, you know, that teaches you a different way to be a good teammate. Mm-hmm. You know, there's times when you're the star and there's times when you're the supporting player.
And in a team, everyone has a role and everyone contributes to success. But in different ways. And that's a nice run out left, and
along with the great, he's got good wheels. It's just a matter of being able to get to that corner and having enough time. And that time he was able to do it. It's a long run for a 5-yard gain, considering where he started. But you know, he shows the skills he has. Just a matter of getting the time.
Sorry, I said left. It's late, Nick.
It's late. This is our second football game of the year. You taught all day.
Yeah.
I mean, I've only been working since like 10. You've been working since like 8.
Yep, but you know, this gives me a different kind of energy. This is. I got to come just see a game and be a fan one of these days because this is really fun.
Yeah, I never get to do that.
Good sports.
Yeah. I have been talking. I have a soon-to-be 6-year-old son, and we've been talking about coming to a football game. Maybe I'll try to come to one we're not broadcasting and show him. He's excited to see it.
Right. It's a big part of his dad's life.
So, in the punt, Caden Sheeta. We've seen him a few times tonight. Good leg. Nice end over end punt. But he's going to have a chance to return this one.
Nice move.
Block in the back right there. That one's coming back. It's kind of right out there on an island. It was Rex Allinger there trying to get to the right spot, but ended up with hands in the back, and so that ball's going to come back.
You know, Allinger, we just mentioned him on the play before, made an incredible one-on-one tackle in the backfield, but, you know, it's all okay. I mean,
but you know, this for these guys, you know, they're not getting as many reps when the starters are in, and so you still got to play the right way and make the best plays you can make. So I hear what you're saying, but also at the same time, you don't want them to feel like, whatever I do is okay, because it's not. You know, this is their time.
Yep. That what you want to do is string a whole bunch of good things together.
I've tried to live my life that way, and someday maybe I'll get there.
A nice cheer from the River crowd as that return is brought back 10 yards. Skyview will take over at their 39.
So you can see it right here. Allinger right there, right in the back. You saw it kind of on the bottom left of your screen there, and that comes back. You know, we talked a lot about Skyview tonight. This I love the community at Columbia River. I think it's such a fun, tight community, and they're such great fans of the support their student athletes and their students and you know, music and the other areas. And It's fun to see them, and it's not the result they wanted, but just still cheering and being there for their team. I've been to several games at Columbia River High School for both football and basketball, and it's just fun. It's just a fun place to be. A lot of kids. There's Levi Webb with the carry. Yeah.
Yeah, and River has their own sports broadcasting program, so they,
Emmy-winning sports broadcasting program.
Excellent. Thanks for and so I'm, it's they're doing their own thing. They're broadcasting their sports. It's a cool community. When we bring River kids up for like when we did the state football championships last year up in Tacoma and Puyallup, good kids, they know their stuff.
And there's Webb on the carry. A little replay here for you. Just you can see what a compact, quick step he's got. He's a compact runner with a quick step. He's going to do some blocking here. That's James Poindexter in a quarterback, and he carries it out of bounds. So, yeah, we're excited. VPS Game Time, the district-wide sports broadcasting program. We've got programs at every high school, which is pretty awesome. And this year, our 4 comprehensive high schools are going to start broadcasting some of their own sports, which is really exciting. We still have the district level one for stuff like football, where we're at Kiggins, and it's hard to have all the equipment and all that sort of stuff. But we are excited because we are going to be able to broadcast the state championship football games again this year up at Husky Stadium. We're going to take a whole busload or 2 of high school students from Vancouver up and broadcast 6 state championship games from one of the best college venues on the West Coast, and it's going to be very exciting.
Yeah.
And there's a chance we could hopefully broadcast one of our own teams here, right?
I'd love to see that. Yeah, we got 2A and 4A representatives. Columbia River, what we've seen from them against a team that outsizes them is one thing, but they were showing beginning of this game they had no problem moving the ball, and it remains to be seen how this season shapes up for them. But
yeah, and it is hard too with a new coach to bring. It's a whole new system, and you've got kids coming back who are seniors who have played one way for 4 years, and here they are trying to learn something new, and that takes time. And you can see that it's clicking for them. They're just going up against a team that is getting to the right spot on defense. They know what they're doing is what I'm trying to say here. So 49-0 at the end of the third quarter. We are in a running clock situation here at Kiggins, so this fourth quarter should go by pretty fast here, and hopefully these younger players getting in will make the most of the time they have afforded to them. And so, we're talking about our program. If you are a student out there listening and you think this is something cool, or if you're a parent who thinks you have a student who might think this is something cool that they want to do, this is available to every high school student in Vancouver Public Schools. Sometimes we even take in 8th graders. One of our best students ever started as an 8th grader, just graduated last year, Ethan Reyes, and he's looking to do this professionally. And so, yeah, if this is something you're into, we can make that happen. If you go to the district website, you can find a little bit more about our program and contact us and get involved. Or if you have a high school with a video production program, which is all of them except for one still, iTech Prep still kind of has one. Yep. Starting to start up here. So talk to your teachers and they can hook you up too.
Right, we have an iTech student here tonight.
Yeah, we do. He's our new intern, Kale O'Donnell. So we're glad to have him aboard our squad.
But I had kids volunteer on the first day of school, and it was I asked them on Tuesday when we came back to school this Tuesday how it was, and my gosh, they were all smiles, and they're like almost all of them are back this week. So it's as far as an experience for the kids who are running cameras and running the instant replay machine and directing, telling cameras where to go and switching cameras that you're seeing here on your screen. It's actually a ton of fun, and it's hard to convince kids to do stuff that's not fun, and these kids are all volunteering to do it again and again. They're really excited. So if this is something that you might be into, I personally recommend you give it a try. We train you. You don't have to know anything.
Yeah.
When you come here, just be willing to learn and work, and it's really an uplifting experience.
So here's Poindexter. He's looking to pass. Swings that ball out. Matt Gloss with the catch there, the sophomore.
Ball came out, but that was after he was down. The referees are signaling that it's second down and about 4. Yep. So once again, Skyview with the ball down inside the 10-yard line of Columbia River, ahead 49-0. As you notice, the clock's running. We have a running clock for the rest of this game. So we're going to pack some excitement into this last 10 minutes.
So Poindexter back at quarterback, Webb next to him. Looks like we've got a stoppage of play. Penalty against Skyview. They're going to march it back 5 yards and try again. It's going to be 2nd and about 9 after the penalty.
Yeah, pretty much erasing that completion earlier, but and moving the Storm out of. They're not quite knocking on the door, but as we've seen with this team, where they want to go and what they want to do, it's hard to stop that.
So Webb has nowhere to go, absolutely smothered there, and kind of loses his footing as he goes down. So great bit of tackling and inside pressure there from Devon Timbaga.
So that brings up 3rd and 11, maybe 3rd and 12 on the scoreboard over there. So, again, Skyview does have a kicker who is, has been accurate on all 7 of his extra point attempts.
I've seen him kick field goals before. The dude's got a leg. So see what they do. Great bit of defense there.
That was awesome. Jacob Booth got his big old hands up. The 5'11", 180-pound defensive lineman.
Just kind of flying out of nowhere on that play.
Not sure what year in school he is. Our roster just has a big column of 1s, and I can't guarantee, but I don't think he's a first grader.
He's highly recruited as a first grader. He's the number 1 first grader in the United States.
Yes, exactly. All the websites are talking about it.
Max Preps is all over him. No, we're teasing, of course. Jacob Booth had a great game. We called his name several times tonight. Just kind of one of those guys who's everywhere.
And that was a really nice play. Oh, this is down inside the end zone.
Is that a touchback? What do we got here? What are they calling that? Out of bounds? So
hard to
great
tell.
pitch
Waiting
and catch.
for a
Nolan
signal out of
Edmonds on
there.
the catch, but we're waiting to see what the call is.
They might call that a fumble because the River defenders are coming off the field, clapping and stoked, and it is a turnover in the end zone. After a great completion on 4th down, got down to.
Let's watch this replay here. Great job, guys, bringing this to us. Thanks for that. Here's the pass. Makes the catch. We see. Trying to stretch it out. He loses it somewhere within there. You saw Nick Iannello
before he touched out of
hit.
bounds or the pylon. Yeah,
Nick Iannello, Joey Pena right there. So anyway, it is going to be Columbia River football. Ethan Long in at quarterback again.
You can see that it's not a lot of down linemen for the defense here. Just sort of playing to defend the pass.
Long whips it out there just behind his receiver. He had Brzezinski Howard in his sights, but couldn't put it in the right spot.
So River still going with their game plan. A lot of air attack, and some gutsy calls.
That's one of the hard things when you base your offense around a dynamic passer, as we've seen with Columbia River, and Long more of a running quarterback. It's hard to change your style mid-game. Looks like the pressure there, just nowhere to go.
A really good tackle at the shoestrings by Casey. Oh, let me.
Yeah, Greg Blau on the carry, trying to make something out of nothing, but just nowhere to go.
Casey Bushaw with the takedown, and that, River was 2nd and 10. Now it's 3rd and 19, and the end zone is right behind them. Last time we saw River in a situation like this, they fumbled the snap, and Levi Webb picked it up in the end zone for a touchdown. They just go with the run.
Yeah, Levi Hongold. Now he's a guy He's gotten some PT over the years. I've called that name a lot. A talented guy. We haven't seen him a lot so far today, but we know, having seen him play a lot, I know he's a talented runner.
Yeah, he's a senior, so he's been playing for a while.
So into punt here, we've got Caden Sheeta again. Excuse me, Shida. The PA is saying Shida. I've been saying Sheeta. I think it's Sheeta.
But he's going to have to receive this snap right on his own end zone line, goal line, and so, a really accurate snap here is going to be important. Oh, and there's a flag on the field.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Took kind of a short hop. I'm guessing it's a procedural penalty. That's kind of the thing we see there. There's been a lot of flags tonight.
It's the flavor of the day. It's too bad because this is the kind of stuff that gets cleaned up as the season goes on.
Absolutely.
We're still early, game 2 of a 10-game season. But these penalties are something that, boy, do you want to clean that up.
Well, and it's the second game of the year for the teams, but for the players on the field, this might be their very first game, really, because they probably did not. I know for a fact that some of these guys did not play much last week.
Sure.
So they're in first week mode. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you go from practice to live game action. Everything's a little bit faster. It's the plays have to finish harder. You have real officials who are calling stuff, but this is a turnover, and here come the Storm.
Yep, and there's Botnan. So we saw Webb get some carries. You see Botnan back in the game here. So both of those players trying to get their time in, and checking in now is Allinger for Botnan. So he get potentially his first carries of the game.
Yeah, and like we said, you see the sideline every once in a while. You'll get a shot of the size of the team that Skyview has, and they really do have a stacked roster of in the skill positions. And at this point, haven't seen a lot of passing out of Skyview because with a 49-0 lead, they're just looking to run this clock down. As you see, we're closing in on 3 minutes left here in the game.
Get some reps in and get some of these high school memories for some of these players who might not score a lot of touchdowns and throughout the year. Get that one or two. That's going to be something you'll hold on for the rest of your life.
Oh, and the parents that are in the stands and they get to see their son run out and take the field. For some, this may be their the first snap in varsity they've ever been part of, and you think about the years that have led up to that. It's
how many difficult JV games you've sweated through at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, in the sun in September, and to be under the lights here at Kiggins Bowl on a Friday night in front of all of these fans is a big deal.
Nice run there by Allinger, up the middle, sort of bumping and avoiding the tackles. We've closed it up to about 2nd and 5 for Skyview, and they are right again knocking on the door.
Mm-hmm.
We saw what happened last time they were here, a completed pass over to the left corner and a fumble into the end zone for a touchback. Little screen pass. Oh, wow.
Touchdown, Skyview. Jude Leonard takes it in.
It was nice. He turned sideways and sort of whoop between two defenders and then
there's a
went
flag
forward
on the
again.
play. Hold on.
Yeah.
And it's against Skyview. Yep. You were saying he was waiting to see where the hole was going to be, and the hole looks like it came as a result of holding. So.
Yeah, that's where the flag is too, right where he got that breakthrough. So, okay, we're going to march it back 10 yards and try it again.
As an announcer, I get excited. I call the name, and then it comes back, and I feel bad.
Hey, maybe you'll get to call that name again.
Yeah, I'm sure I will.
Remember that name.
Jude Leonard.
So
here, let's see if we can spot that penalty here. Nice little easy ball out there by Poindexter.
Oh yeah, 14.
That's a tough one. That's a borderline call.
Everyone's spinning and.
Yeah, I mean the hands. It's tough to see, because of the nature of that camera angle being so close. You don't see what leads up to it, and you don't see if they're grabbing. The hands appeared to be inside the shoulder pads, so I don't know. In any case, it's a redo. Here's Allinger, bounces it to the outside, and he slides down. He was trying to plant his feet and kind of went out from under him, but a very good run.
Yeah, almost the first down. He picked up probably 13 or 14 yards of the 15 he needed. And as you see, the clock now, we're at 38 seconds left in this game. Probably one play left. And
they have to run one more. See if they run one or if they take a knee. Or, I think these young players in, they'll likely run one. And looks like they actually are in the victory formation, as they call it. Yeah. So that's it. Skyview, an absolutely dominant performance, 49-0. They have continued their unbeaten streak. They have continued their scoreless streak on defense. They have a big matchup next week against Bothell. See if they can keep it going. As for Columbia River, a lot to take away from this game. They had flashes of brilliance. Just a matter of stringing it together and doing it against a 2A school rather than a 4A school. So,
yeah, and hoping for some health on their sidelines after their quarterback went out in the first half and wasn't able to come back.
Now, we won't have Columbia River again on our schedule because, as you mentioned earlier, they have their own sports broadcasting program, and they don't play their home games here at Kiggins. They play it at Columbia River High School. But the good news is you'll be able to see a lot more Columbia River this year, courtesy of that CR Sports team. I know they're getting their schedule together now. They're going to have more football and volleyball and soccer from Columbia River, so you can follow them on YouTube, and you can definitely watch them on Comcast Channel 328, just like you watch us. Here's some highlights here. Oh.
Well, let's show some sportsmanship first. This is nice. Nice to see. Here's our highlights. You can see Kennedy just refusing to go down and then flattening the defender on the goal line for his touchdown there.
There's Levi Webb with the solid run here in the fourth quarter after the substitutions came in towards the end.
Stiff arm.
Poindexter. Now this is the holding penalty we saw. So this one came back. That was Jude Leonard's play that was called back. So not a touchdown, but a fun play to watch. And you see the Skyview students and players celebrating there. We want to thank you folks for watching and remind you that we will be back next week. Skyview versus Bothell at 7 p.m. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you share with your friends so they know to watch too. We loved having you here. Orion, thanks for coming in.
I had a good time. These were a couple of great games, and it's so good to see quality high school sports like this. Thanks for having me.
All right, folks. I will see you next week. Skyview wins 49-0 over Columbia River.